Welcome everybody to God Family Bikes. This week we headed up to Tahuya National Forest to get the first ride out on my 2020 KTM 300 XCW. I'm riding with Uncle Johnny, Papa Pinto, and Simon. We tried to meet up at the Effendall staging area, but as you can see, everybody from Seattle decided to come out and ride today. So we hit this auxiliary staging area, and then we decided to cruise down and check out the main Effendall staging area. And yeah, there was a lot of vehicles out here, everybody getting ready to ride. A little break in the weather on this Saturday. We hear there's some camping you can do up here, so we just cruised around the staging area to see what we could see and get a little bit of a lay of the land. So Tahuya is just west of the Puget Sound, a little bit north of Olympia. It's a nice riding area, a lot of trails out here. There's four-wheel drive roads like we're on right now. There's some two-track, and then there's even some single-track out here. It's all pretty level and fairly easy riding if you ask me. I'm used to riding in the Tahuya State Forest, where there's a lot more elevation and a lot rockier and more rutted, more roots. This was all pretty nice, nothing real technical, nothing real difficult. This is a typical trail we're on, quad trail. Riding my KTM 300 XCW, and gotta say I'm getting used to it. Come off an old 96 XR 400, and the KTM rides quite a bit different. The throttle comes on pretty hard, very responsive. But I was very tentative because, I mean, you just crack that throttle just a little bit and she just wants to give you the power and go. She was really nice. She would lug down good on these trails. Pretty easy ride, other than I was a little tentative with that hit of the throttle. So I was playing a little bit of catch up. I did learn really quick that the most awesome thing about this new KTM is right here. When you're done loading up and getting ready to go, just hit the button and she fires up. No more kicking and kicking and kicking and getting my heart rate up to 150 beats per second before I even get started. It was really nice to have the e-start on the bike. So we're just hitting a little bit of this quad trail. Got Simon in front of me here at the moment, and we're just getting kind of used to the bike. Used to riding, and like I said, new area for us, so we are always trying to figure out where we were and where we were going. Had to stop a little bit more than I wanted to, but you know, that's just part of the game. We're right in a new area. Here again, got done figuring out where we're at. Boom, hit the starter, back away. Now we're riding again. That was so nice. Now I'm behind Uncle Johnny, looks like after that stop, and cruising along. After riding for a little while, getting kind of the feel of the bike, I decided I'd take the clickers and run them up a little bit here. So this time when I stopped to get my directions, my bearings, I went ahead and took the clickers from comfort all the way up to, what do they call that, race mode, or I don't know, the stiffest factory setting. So it was about 6 clicks stiffer than the comfort setting, and thought I'd give that a try. Went ahead and ran the front forks like that, and then when we stopped for lunch, I also stiffened up the rebound and the compression, so land high speed on the rear suspension to get a feel for it, and then we went back out. Pivot turn, Simon! Man, I can tell you, I never got tired of using that e-start. Anyway, stopping along the trail here, we're going to let Papa Pinto and Simon go lead the way again for us a little bit. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, Papa Pinto has his own YouTube channel. He gets some of this video from a different perspective. You should check that out. I'm going to go ahead and leave you a link down in the description box. Hit that out and check out his videos. He does some product review stuff he's bought. Pretty informative, but yeah, if you got time, check that out. Again, we're back up and running on some of this flowy trail. It was a lot of fun. It was a good place to break in the bike because I didn't have to, you know, run it too hard. I could run it through its paces and get some nice heat cycles on it without putting it too much stress on the brand new motor. Recommend this area for that. Again, it wasn't really very technical. A lot of this flowy stuff, I know I'm kind of going slow because new to the bike, but worked out pretty good all in all. It was a good day of riding. You know, we're catching up with Uncle Johnny and Simon and Papa Pinto, and we're hitting another trail. Gotta say, the trail conditions were really good out here. This is February, and in the Northwest, typically you're always getting rain, a lot of rain, and so it can get really muddy and sloppy. There were a few puddles out here, but for the most part, the traction was pretty good most of the time. Drained fairly well. Like I said, you see a few puddles every now and then, but dirt was pretty nice. Got pretty decent traction on it, and yeah, we got eventually got about 20 miles in on this day. After all said and done, about 3 hours of riding. It's a good day for us. I'm not the most experienced rider, so getting used to a new bike and getting 20 miles in was pretty good for me. I'm also new to two-strokes too. I'm the XR 400, of course, 4-stroke, so it's my first time on a 2-stroke. Getting used to the different way that rides was interesting. Like I said, a lot of hesitancy to really hit things hard. Here we stopped again, and yeah, get to once again take part in my favorite event of the day, hitting the E button and starting off. After we get going here, we finally found some single track up here. Got off the main trail and got onto this single track stuff up there. Really tight, a lot of bushes. Most of this I took in first gear. Hard to get going fast enough, especially getting used to this bike and the throttle response. And I spent quite a bit of time on this in first gear. I think now I'm a little bit more comfortable in jumping up to second gear, but on this day, first time out, I did a lot of this tight stuff in first gear. Yeah, usually I can keep up with Simon, Papa Pinto, and Uncle Johnny, but as you can see today, I was struggling to keep up with them. Looks like I did finally catch up to Uncle Johnny here, and yeah, in and out of my view. Again, just getting used to the bike, getting used to the new area, and it's a lot of fun out there though. It was a good day of riding. A lot of you, if you haven't been to the Northwest, I mean, it's some of the most beautiful landscape and tricky, interesting terrain. You got a lot of different kind of obstacles. Yeah, here was our most technical obstacle of the day, the log crossing. Again, new bike, I didn't want to break it or dent the pipe or anything, so I was not real excited to go over this. As you can see, I spent a lot of time here deciding how I'm going to do this, and I think in the end here I just have the bike over the log with good old-fashioned muscle power. I got to tell you though, this bike is a lot lighter than my XR 400. I'd have been struggling to get it over the log, but goosed it a few times here. Finally got it over. Yeah, but like I said, out there this was the most difficult obstacle of the day. Everything else was wide open, flowy, and I think next time I come by I'll hit this log a little bit harder and just pop right over it. But I'll blame it on the new bike and being tentative. But there, finally made it over. What an ordeal. Went back. Simon got his front wheel over, but rear wheel got stuck, so I helped him pop his bike over here, get on the road eventually. And then we had some other guys come down the trail the other way. They kind of showed us how this was done.
You gonna hop it?
In a second.
We can lift it over.
Yeah, I think Papa Pinto's sizing it up. Got stuck here. There was a root back there under the rear tire. Bad place to stop. You had to kind of rock it out, get going. Yeah. Oh man, right down between the front tire and the case. That was kind of a harsh one, but we got him up and going. Oh, here comes the other group coming the other way. Show us how it's done. Pop it up and over. He's by. Got Papa Pinto over. This guy, he popped it up there. Got it. Leaned into it a little bit. Oh, he's just gonna have to over. And he's over. And then the final guy, he hit this at a little bit of an angle. Wasn't gonna make it, so I decided I'd give him a hand, get him going on his way. We kind of got in their way and kept them from getting a good run at that log. So help them out. That's what we do on the trail. Nice guys. Got them going here. And then we and Uncle Johnny was still on the wrong side of the log, so I thought I'd set it up for him and see if I could get him a good ramp to the log. There's a little bit of a ditch in front of that log that made it kind of intimidating, but nothing too hard. Oh, and he hit it pretty good. Didn't quite make it over, but much better than the rest of us.
Done well.
And now we're back on our way. Yeah, we hit a little bit more of this single track. Got going a little bit better. This was about an hour or so on the ride, so we were looking for a place to stop and have lunch. So we were just waiting to get out this single track stuff to find a place we could eat. It was about 12. I think it was 12:30. Opened out into a little clearing here, and to kind of pick your way through this clearing. There's a few spots out there that were kind of hard to pick up the trail, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. It's a nice area. I use the Venza app to help me keep on track. Got lost the trail here. Yeah, picked it back up. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, check out Avenza Maps. You can download georeference maps into your smartphone, and most of these riding areas have georeference maps, and you can just it'll track you right on the map and tell you where you're at and where the trails are, and then you can GPS record your trail. It's a pretty nice app. Yeah, so all in all, we had a real successful ride this day. Good workout, good break into the bike. Getting used to it. The hit of that throttle, I may change the map setting to the secondary map, which is more of a traction map, and see how that feels next time out. But thanks all for joining me on this ride. Got God bless, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see my future videos.